Let's master .view command in PyTorch. Here I made some x, which is just gonna be a tensor that has numbers from 1 to 6. For that, I use this command .arrange. So this is what it looks like. And maybe I can zoom in a little bit, yeah. So the shape is 6. If I say x.view, because it has 6 elements. So what is this going to do? If I say to reshape the dimensions instead of 6 to be 2 and 3, what is that going to look like? Do you know? I will reveal right now. So it's going to have 3 is gonna be the inside dimension. So it's gonna have 2 vectors each having 3 elements. The outer dimension is 2 because it has 1 element, 2 elements. So this is the first, second, and then within both of those there are 3 elements. So we reshaped vector of dimension of shape 6 to shape 2, 3. So let's say we have another example, and we just create this tensor of being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this tensor, the shape of this is 3, 2, because outside there is 1, 2, 3, and each has 2 elements inside. So it's 3, 2. So this is this input. Let's say we want to flatten, which means we want to, instead of making it like having all of these inner elements, we want to make it look like this, where it's just an array of numbers. So we want to remove this innermost dimension. We want to remove these brackets that are inside. How would you do that? I will reveal. So here we can say z.view -1. So this will remove the last dimension, or the innermost dimension. So here it will remove this 2 number and multiply this 3 with this 2. So it will merge this 2 into this 3. So it will get 6. But you can remember this as removing the last number while keeping the same amount of elements and same elements. So that means then if this is 2 is removed, then this must be 6. So this is what it's gonna look like. Okay, let's go next one. Inferring dimensions. So we have numbers from 1 to 12, which has shape 12. Let's say I want to have 3 groups, and within each group there can be any like appropriate number of elements. So we have 3 arrays, and with each, how would you make it automatically infer how many elements in each of the groups of the vectors? If you have 3 vectors, so this is how I say a view 3. So I want 3 in the outer dimension, and then infer how many vectors numbers there needs to be in inner dimension. So we have 1, 2, 3, and inside each there is 4. So the shape here is 3, 4. Let's check the next one. So we will use the same tensor, this one, not this one, but this one. It's the A tensor. So how would you now make it that every group has 2 numbers, but we don't know the number of groups? The number of groups, the outer dimension is now inferred. Now this dimension should be inferred, and this dimension should be 2. So we will still use .view and say infer this one, and this one has to be 2. And we will get this. So each of them has 2 elements, and there is 6 of these vectors. That was a quick tutorial. Check out my other videos, for example, coding DeepSeek from scratch, almost 4-hour tutorial where you can learn everything, link below. Thank you for watching. Support me on Patreon to help me do this full time. See you in the next video.